It was exactly 12:30 at night. That old broken hut in the middle of the village had been abandoned for years. Locals said that once an old spiritual healer lived there, who had trapped countless jinns during his life, but after his death, they were released. Or maybe they were never freed. Maybe they kept wandering. I never believed those stories. But that night, when I reached the hut's door, a strange fear settled heavy on my chest. The air was completely still, yet it felt like someone rushed past me and went inside. I switched on my phone's flashlight. When I placed my hand on the door, it creaked open on its own. The moment I stepped inside, an unnatural coldness seeped into my body, a cold not from weather, but from something else. It was pitch black inside. A big hole in the center of the ceiling let in a faint, icy draft. But more terrifying than the cold was the stench burnt things. Blood and damp earth mixed together. I took another step forward. On the right side was a broken old cot, its ropes charred. Under it, something lay moving slightly. I paused, then slowly bent down and shined my mobile light underneath. It wasn't a rat, it wasn't a human, it was something. In between, its long fingers were twisted, and its body trembled as if someone was pushing it, yet no one was there. I pulled my mobile back, but that thing suddenly froze completely motionless, and then, it slowly turned toward me. It had no eyes, but it looked like those hollow, deep black pits were staring straight at me. The ground slipped from beneath my feet. I couldn't move for a moment. Then suddenly it lunged toward me, crawling fast. I stepped back instantly and raised my mobile light. The moment the light hit its face, it dissolved into smoke. I took a deep breath and turned to leave, only to see the door had closed. I quickly tried to pull it open, but it wouldn't budge, as if someone outside was holding it tight. I pushed with all my strength, but the door felt cemented in place. The earlier stench inside now grew stronger, now mixed with the smell of burning flesh. Then the first voice came, very faint, but very clear. "Go back." The voice belonged to a small child, yet it didn't come from inside. It came from right beside my ear. I jumped back. Along my sweater collar I felt a cold finger brushing. I turned, no one there. Then the voice came again, but this time from all around me. "He is coming." My hands began to shake. Even my mobile screen trembled as if someone inside was shaking it. Suddenly, the whole room plunged into darkness. My phone had turned off. I tried turning it on several times, but pressing the button felt as if ice had formed over the device. Then the floor began to vibrate. Something heavy was descending from the ceiling. I lifted my head but could see nothing. Then slowly, two burning red eyes appeared in the darkness, lowering closer and closer. It seemed those eyes belonged to something huge, something long, something sliding down the wall. Sweat dripped from my hands. My heart was pounding so hard it felt like it would break out of my ribs. I stepped backward, but with each step, it felt like the ground was trying to grab my feet. Those eyes were now so close that only a few feet separated them from my face. Then the creature breathed for the first time, an extended, drawn-out breath, smelling of decayed flesh and smoke. It seemed to be sniffing me. Then a deep, rusty voice echoed through the darkness. "This place is not yours." My voice wouldn't come out. Only small gasps escaped me. I pressed myself against the wall. The creature's form shifted, it grew, then lengthened, then expanded, like a shadow but alive, like smoke but solid. Its face was now more visible, if you could call it a face. Below the eyes were empty, black pits with something crawling inside, like hundreds of ants. Then it extended its hand. Its fingers were not normal fingers but long black spikes that clattered when they moved. That hand slowly reached toward me, and barely a few inches remained. Then suddenly, a loud scream ripped through the air. The same voice that sounded like a child earlier, but now it was so powerful that the entire room trembled. The scream pushed the creature backward, as if shoved. Its fingers twitched, its face twisted, its eyes dimmed. Then, another shadow emerged from the darkness, a smaller one, thinner, but strangely powerful. It grabbed the larger shadow and forced it back. The bigger one roared in fury, shaking the entire room. Dust fell from the walls. A battle erupted between the two. Shadows won. No human eye was meant to see. Bursts of sound, sparks of darkness, shrieks, crashes, everything filled the room in seconds. I crouched down against the wall, covered my ears, but the sounds were so horrific they drilled into my head. Then suddenly, silence, complete silence. I slowly opened my eyes. Only one shadow remained, the smaller one. It came toward me. I thought my time had come. I closed my eyes, but when it spoke, its voice was gentle. "Go, now, before he comes back." I looked at the door shockingly. It was half open. I stumbled up and ran with all the strength I had. A powerful burst of wind came from behind me, like someone slamming the door shut, but I didn't look back. On the way to the village, I felt for a moment as if someone was walking behind me. I increased my pace. Then I heard a whisper. I broke into a run. I reached my home and shut the door. My breathing took minutes to settle. But that night, when I lay on my bed, a faint red glow appeared outside my window, and the familiar, deep, rusty voice slid beside my ear. "I told you, this place is not yours." If you enjoyed this true horror story, hit like and subscribe for more terrifying story. Asterisk, if your heart is still beating, you're not alone.